Hey, everybody, thanks for clicking on this very important video for your students who are, I believe, grade 7 all the way up to juniors, are signing up for some classes, and we have some important information for parents and students that we need to get out to you, and some things that we need to get done so that way we're ready for the upcoming year. I have sitting in here with me Principal Darren Siemens and our counselor, Krista Olson. Thank you guys very much for coming in. We're going to quick explain a few things to you guys listening and watching at home, just to kind of what we need from you and what's left to do. So, Darren, why don't you kind of explain, what is this?
We're trying to get the final registration done for the 26-27 academic year. As is usual, the last couple of years, we've been up against this kind of wall at the end of the year where with kids and all these activities, it's hard to have everybody on campus at the same time. So what we're going to do is bring kids in, high school kids especially, next year's high school kids to come in campus and do that final registration. You'll have the opportunity to do it in person.
Yep.
If it doesn't work, you can kind of do it via distance, or you can kind of let us know. You can drop off the paper, have a kid drop it off. Yep. But yeah, we're just that final registration, so we know what numbers are for classes in 26-27.
Yep, and it's just a great opportunity for parents to be able to look and see what the classes that the students are interested in. They can have that conversation.
Yeah, so that's the deal, right? I mean, Mrs. Olson has sat down already with these kids 2 times and gone through it very thoroughly, which means that a lot of these kids have already had conversations like 4 or 5 times with her based upon graduation plans, scholarships, what are they going to do after high school. We want to make sure that you, the parent, are having these conversations at home. If it's like my house, hey, how was your day? Good. And then the conversation stops. So we want you to go into teams. Each kid has their own team, so you can sit down and say, ask your child or your son, son or daughter, hey, show me, show me the team, and so it's in there. The documents are in there,
and they're organized by graduating year. Correct?
Yes, graduating year. Mrs. Olson has them in there, like sophomores, class of 20. Whatever right?
Year the year is.
Yeah. So like right now, next year seniors, it's going to say juniors, but it says class of 2027.
Yep. So speaking of that, Miss Olson, why don't you go ahead and explain what this is going to look like, where they go, and all that.
All right. So your student needs to log into their Microsoft Teams account.
Yep. And if they're not sure, that's going to be at the bottom of the school website, but we're going to act as if we're already in, right?
All right. So on their main board, they will have the team of their class. So we're going to use a student who is a freshman. So it'll be HPS freshman or sophomore or whatever they're in. Once we're on there, the page will be general page, and there's been a post made as of today for the class of 2026, or the schedule for 2026-27. It'll have their registration time that you can come to the cafeteria, and we want you to use door B next week to get into the school cafeteria because we have construction going on. And on Monday, at May 18th, we're going to start at 9 to 10:30 with the grade 12, which is our current juniors. And at 11 to 12:30, we'll go with the grade 11, which is our current sophomores. And then on Tuesday, May 19th, from 9 to 10:30, we're going to go with the current freshmen or the upcoming sophomores. And 11 to 12:30, we will round out with the current 8th grade and the upcoming freshmen. And what we have on there is their time and date. You can click on that, and then we will be at a PDF of what you would be getting those days on either Monday or Tuesday. You can pre-see it already. You can print it at home if you want to. What we want you to do is have conversations with your student or your child about their choice of classes. As Mr. Seaman said, they've already seen this twice, so they may already know what they want to do. But we want you to have a conversation with your kids about what's important and what they should be doing.
Gotcha. So then after you've had that conversation as a parent, you want either parents to fill these out, print them, fill them out, and then bring them back on those days and times that you listed, or come to the school as well, or do you want them to print it out? Or?
Myself, maybe Mr. Siemens, depending on construction going on, will be available in the school cafeteria to have conversations with you to make sure your student is getting their graduation fulfilled, and if they want on track for school, so for the state scholarship, we can talk about that too. So I'm available. I'll be there during those times, Mr. Siemens may be in and out. But if you have more of a conversation you need to have, we are there. But you can also come in and drop it off.
Okay. So coming in at that time, having this filled out ready, drop it off. Any additional questions or need any extra help, you guys are there available. And is there anything else that you want to add?
For grades 6 and 7, so our next year's junior high, we are going to send those home today. Wednesday, and you can look them over with your kiddo, and there's only one option of a class period they have to pick from, so they can make that choice. You and your kiddo sign the paper, and it can come back by Friday or on Friday to Miss Kara Henderson's office, and then they will be done. So they won't have a time next week they have to come in and do this.
And then any final things you guys wanted to mention?
Just a couple of things is, again, we apologize. Campus is going to be very busy with construction and things of that nature. So again, door B is the old kindergarten doors, right? I mean, depending on what generation. So on the east side, park on 8th Street over there. So come in those doors. We'll be in the cafeteria. Other than that, just again, as you go through this list, you have some of those hours where there's only one class listed, such as, biology. That means you have to take that class.
Yep.
So again, every grade level, they have those scenarios where it's like, you don't get to choose this one. You have to take this class. So if there's only one choice, that's what that means. The other ones, of course, they can choose accordingly. Hopefully they're choosing based on what they want to do, not what their friends want to do. And it's important that they do that, because some of these classes, they have caps.
Yep, they have limits.
Yes, that's a better word. Yes, they have limits. Some of them, it is because of the size of the classroom, and honestly, in most cases, that is the reason.
Yep.
You can only have so many kids in a wood shop and be able to safely monitor them. We only have so many science lab desks. We only have so many sewing machines. We only have so many kitchens.
Yep.
So again, it's a cap, and we try to get the seniors get first pick, and then it trickles down to there. So the younger you are, you may not get your first choice as a freshman, but our hope is that over those 3 years, you're able to get that choice as long as we're able to continue to offer the class. And that's kind of a discussion for another time. But again, it sign up, follow your heart. Hopefully, pick a class you're interested in, and we look forward to next year.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to the school.